Yesterday, we have chance to complete. These are the points. Number one, we discussed about Informatica introduction. Number two, we discussed about Informatica server installation. Number three, we discussed about Informatica client installation. Number four, we discussed about what are the components available in Informatica, that is designer and workflow manager, workflow monitor, administration console, repository manager, all the components briefly we discussed. Number five, we started learning administration console. In that one, we tried to create the repository service. And also if people are aware of it, now what is the repository service? Repository service is a storage location of all our Informatica work. Whatever you may be doing, the source information, target information, mapping information, or simply whatever work you are doing in Informatica, end of the day it is going to store in one area that is called as repository service. In one area that is called as repository service. Now, even in the repository service, we didn't do the last step. The last step is what, sir? Exclusive mode to normal mode converting. We will start with that step, then we'll continue rest of the things. Let me go for our Informatica, then classroom notes. Okay, these were the notes what we are following. Let me open the notes. I am opening the notes. So it's opened up. Now if you go and see here, I have here one thing that is known as we are learning administration console. In that one, we learned how to create the repository service. Up to here we came. But step 5 is the one thing which we didn't do it. Step 5 onwards we need to do today, right? Step 5 onwards we need to do today. Now, we need to talk about one mode. That mode is called as here operating mode is available as normal and exclusive. Two things are available. When to use normal, when to use exclusive. Whenever your repository service need to read by integration service means you need to keep in the normal mode. If repository service should be accessible by integration service means we need to keep in the normal mode. Yeah, Neeru, you are not able to hear me anything? What I was telling is only single point. If integration service need to read the objects of the repository service, then we need to keep our repository service in normal mode. Other words, you can keep in the exclusive mode. Only in one scenario we'll keep this one in exclusive mode. That scenario is whenever you want to move your code from development to testing environment or testing environment to production environment, at that moment we'll try to keep our repository service as a exclusive mode. Then we'll take the export, then we'll try to import it. That is the only one scenario what we are going to implement it. Rest of the all cases we are going to keep operating mode as normal only. Except deployment case, remaining all cases we are going to keep our operating mode as normal mode only. Now let us go and try to implement the same job. I want to convert this one. To convert it, already people are aware of it. You need to open our admin console. Yesterday we already opened that one. This was our URL. I am opening the URL. 8443 is our code port number for the administration console. Then we have here username. The username is administrator and password is administrator. Username and password I am providing. Click on login. Then we can see shortly. We are going to see our repository service. Yesterday we created. What is our repository service name? B108 RS is our repository service name. If you go and select our B108 RS, it's saying as the Power Center repository service is available. But it is available in what mode it is available? What mode it is available? Exclusive mode it is available. You need to edit this one and you need to convert into the normal mode. Let us go and try to convert into the normal mode. I am giving control to Usha. You there? Usha, I am giving control to you. I gave control. Click on the edit button. Click on the edit button. Usha. Usha, please click on edit button. Yeah, you have the controls. Click on edit. That's correct. Now operating mode is available as exclusive. Try to change that as normal mode. Then keep on click on OK. Keep on click on OK. 3 times it will be OK button is coming. Keep on click on OK. One more time. Then it's going to convert into from exclusive mode to normal mode. Exclusive mode to normal mode. So in that process, it is trying to disable the service. Then it converts into the normal mode. Then again it is going to enable the service. Again it is going to enable the service. This is what the process, what it is going to happen. Right, let it enable. Let it enable. Once it is enabled, next task is we need to create one service. That service is known as integration service. What is integration service? Integration service is useful to read the metadata from repository service and execute corresponding workflows. So main work is doing by what's our integration service. Your repository service, whatever you created, that is just a bucket of storing Informatica work. That's it. Source information, target information, these all informations it is going to store it. These all informations it is going to store it. Now, but however, integration service is useful to read the metadata from repository service and execute corresponding workflows. Next one repository service may have a number of integration services. This is something called as load balancing. This is something called as load balancing. If you want to, what I was telling is, we have here integration service. Integration service is useful. Integration service is useful to read the metadata from repository service and execute the metadata from the repository service. And one repository service may have a number of integration services. This is purely for the purpose of load balancing. Let us say 100 workflows you need to run it. 100 workflows are running using same integration service means load will be more, right? So if you use 2 integration services on top of repository service, at that moment load will be distributed. Load will be distributed. Fine. So the process is how to create the integration service. What is the process? Very simple. We need to select our domain underscore RRA tag, go to action menu, then new Power Center integration service. We need to provide the integration service name, then followed by license name, then followed by node name. We need to select it as usual as you did yesterday. And then we need to provide the repository information as per below. Integration service you are creating on top of what, sir? Repository service. Integration service you are creating on top of repository service to read the repository metadata, right? That is the reason you need to provide a repository service information. And whenever you create one repository service, by default one user ID is created. That user ID is called as administrator and the password is administrator. That is the reason username and password we are providing as administrator and administrator. The data movement mode is available in 2 modes. One is called as ASCII mode. Second is called as Unicode mode. You can select ASCII mode as a by default mode. That is, what is the difference is if we want to handle multiple languages, then we need to go for the ASCII. If it is single means you can go with the Unicode, but anyhow I am using the ASCII mode. I am using it. Okay. Click on OK, enable integration service. If it is successfully started means whatever you did the configuration is correct. If it is failing, then problems will be 2 problems, sir. Either you didn't change the repository service from exclusive mode to normal mode, or you didn't give your username and password as correctly. You didn't give username and password as correctly. Let us go and try to create this integration service. Usha, go to administration console. Go to administration console, which is available bottom browser. Usha, yeah. Select your domain. Left side top we have the domain. Select that domain. In the top we have it domain underscore RRA tech. Domain underscore RRA tech. This is your domain underscore RRA tech. Then go to actions menu. Go to actions menu. Actions menu. Yesterday we created, right? Similarly that one. Actions menu. That is the actions menu. Then click on that. Go to the new. Go to the new option. Then integration service. Integration service. Here I have the integration service option. You need to click on that. Click on that. Then we are able to see here a name. Any name you can provide, sir. Your batch number is B108. So I want to provide the same name. So give the name as B108. It is integration service, right? So I would like to give as IS. IS. Capital letters, if you write, that will be good. Write here IS. IS capital letters. Then license and node you can select from the drop downs. License and node you can select from the drop downs. Then first step is completed. Second step we are moving on to. Click on the next step. Then this need to work on top of which repository service? This integration service need to work on top of which repository service? That repository service you need to select from the drop down. That repository service you need to select from the drop down. Select that repository service. That is excellent. Select it. Then we need to provide your username and password. Username as administrator, password as administrator. Yeah, this is what the mistake. Don't provide your database username, sir. It is a Informatica repository service username. Informatica repository service username by default is what? Administrator, and password also administrator. Please provide it. Then data movement mode by default it is ASCII mode is available. Select it. Click on finish. Click on finish. Now you can notice here, so it is saying as please correct the following errors. Error is here. So password may be not given. By default it is populated, but it is maybe empty, it is populated. Click on finish. Click on finish. Now it's trying to create your integration service. It's trying to create. It is asking your code page is what? Okay, the code page by default MS Windows is going to take it. Let it take, no problem. Click on OK. The code page is different code page will be there, right? Languages, something is corresponding to the languages. Okay, by default it is, that is what the Windows code page is there. Fine. Now we have here the Power Center's integration service is what, sir? Disabled. You want to enable this means you are already aware of it. Here I have the enable option. You can enable it. Click on the enable option. Click on the enable option. Yeah, you can go to the actions menu over there and you can click on enable also. Anyway, you can do it. Now, whenever you click on the enable, everything if you do perfectly, then automatically it will be enabled. Automatically it will be enabled. It is trying to enable. It's trying to enable. Now it is enabled perfectly. It is showing as it is available. It is available. Now you people understand one point perfectly. That is called as what's that? How to create your repository service. How to create your integration service. After installation is completed, these two activities are post-installation activities. Post-installation activities. Now down the line, whatever work you are going to do, that is going to store in the repository service. Down the line, whatever you are going to run, that will be running by integration service. That will be running by integration service. Integration service is to read the metadata and execute the metadata from repository service. Repository service is to store your metadata. Now, what is next step? Next step is we need to understand next tool I am going, that is called as repository manager. Repository manager. Even admin console, again I am going to touch it for the security chapter purpose. I need to understand how to create the user, how to create the group, how to create the role. These all things I need to explain. These all things I will be covering later point of time. Again I will come back to this tool. As of now we went for only basic level, and here two things only I created. One is called as repository service. Second is integration service. Now let us move on to the repository manager. Repository manager is a Windows based component. That means like admin console, whatever URL is available, the URL is not available for this one. Second, we can do below activities. We can add our repositories to the client. Add our repositories to the client. Just now we created one repository, right? That we need to add to the clients. How to add it? Second, we can create the folders. Third one is we can do the deployment from one server to another server. This third step is actually important step. This third step is actually important step. Remaining two things are very small activities. Okay, but this is the activity daily we are going to use for this one. Third step is very important step. Deployment from development to testing. Testing to production is very common, very common. Everyone need to do that one, right? That is the reason we are going to learn this one down the line. As of now, first go and try to understand how to add our repository. That is very simple. We are opening the repository manager. Then whenever you open the repository manager, go to the menu, then click on add repository. Provide your repository name. In case of your repository name is what, sir? B108 RS. And username is administrator. Click on OK. Like that we are clicking. Then try to finish up to second point. Try to finish up to second point. Yes, Usha, please try to do it. Try to finish up to second point. Start. Then all programs. Then we need to go for Informatica 9.1.0. Then client. Then I have here Power Center client. Then we need to go for repository manager. Perfect. Now once you open the repository manager, we'll get one window. That window is known as tip window. Each and every time it is going to give you one useful information to you. This is called as tip window. You can close that window. You don't want it. Click on OK. Now maximize this window. Maximize this window. Now if you observe carefully, do I have ever repositories are here? B108 RS is not available. B108 RS is not available. I want to add our repository. How you can add is go to the repository menu bar. There we have an option that is known as add repository. Click on that. Provide your repository name which should match exactly the name what you created in the admin console. So what is the name you created? B108 RS. It is not case sensitive. It is not case sensitive, but spelling should be same. Now username is RR capital, ITech small 123. Sorry, I am sorry. What is the username? Administrator, A capital administrator. I am sorry. Administrator, correct? Okay. Now we added the repository here. However, if you want to connect this one, how I can connect it? Right click on that one, click on connect. Perfect. Suppose if you trying to connect first time, then in the bottom we have your domain, right? This domain will not be available. I have been executing for other batches also, like B201 batch, okay, B205 batch, B014 batch, like the number of batches are there. That is the reason this domain is already there. If you are opening first time, then this will not be available. Then how we can see it? How we can add it? How we can add is, here I have the add button. Click on the add. Whenever you click on the add, it is asking three informations. What is your domain name? Second is what is your gateway host? Third is what is your gateway port? These three informations you come to understand from here. If you click on this node here, this is called as your domain information, number 1. This is called as your host name information, this is number 2. And this is called as your port number, this is number 3. So these are the three informations we need to provide over there. So now what is our domain name? Domain underscore RRITech. And what is your host name? RRITech is your host name. And what is your port number? 6005 is our port number. Those things we are trying to provide here. Okay, in my case, I need not provide. Why? Because already it is available. I can select from the drop down. If you click on this edit, how I configured, you come to understand. Click on the edit and observe here, RRITech is my gateway host. Gateway port is 6005. And domain name is domain underscore RRITech is the domain name. Okay, that point is very clear. And if I provide here administrator password, connect option is enabled or not, sir? Here one small magic I will show it. Suppose if I go for here connect, then I am not selecting here domain first. I am not selecting here domain first. First I am providing the password, then I am selecting the domain. First I am providing the password, then I am selecting the domain. What is happening, sir? Connect option is disabled. This is one problem. This is a known issue. It is a known issue. Whatever I provide the information also it has to enable, but it is not enabling it. Now, there is reason while you are providing the information, you need to provide the information in the order. The order is what? First username. Second is what, sir? Domain name. Third is password. That is what the order of providing the information. Now I am trying to click on connect here. Whenever you click on the connect, it is connected. But as of now, I don't have any here. I don't have any deployment groups. I don't have any folders also. Deployments groups we are going to create whenever you want to move development to testing to production you want to move. At that moment, you are going to create the deployment groups. I will talk that one later point of time. You know already repository manager main purpose is what, sir? Deployment. Repository manager main purpose is what? Deployment. We will talk that later. Now you people understand one point very clearly, that is called as how to connect to here. Next is what, sir? How to create your folder, you need to understand. Select your RRATech repository, then go to folder menu, go to create, name it as RRATech folder, click on OK, again OK. Try to proceed with this step. No, already repository manager is available. Yes. Now select our repository. Go to folder menu. Select our repository. Go to folder menu. This is what the folder menu. Then I have here one option that is known as create option. Click on create and provide the name, whatever name you want, you can provide it. Your batch number is what? B108 RRITech. All capital if you provide looks good. RRITech. Now here something I want to discuss. Anyhow these things will be discussed later point of time. One is available here. Hello, what's that? Shortcuts. Everyone knows what is the shortcut exactly meaning, right? Same object you want to refer in some other places. At that moment we'll go for the shortcut. Down the line in this folder I'm going to use so many objects. Those things if you want to refer in other folders also means we require to enable this one. I can say indirectly, if you enable this one, it is going to act as a shared folder. If I enable this one, it is going to act as what, sir? Shared folder. If you are not enabling, it is going to act as a standalone folder. As of now, don't enable, click on OK. Now again OK. With this we completed one folder creation. We created successfully one folder. Next one we need to understand, that is called as what's that? Configuring RRATech database. As I discussed earlier, I am not going to use EMP/DEP data. That also I am using, but on top of it I am also using what, sir? My own tables I am going to use. That is the reason that own tables I need to configure here. My own tables are available in the lab data folder, source.sql and target.sql. Source.sql is nothing but your source database. Here I have some tables and some data is available. And target.sql is nothing but some kind of scripts. Here also I have some tables, information is available. These all things I need to create into respect to schemas. How to create that schemas is already people got some experience how to create the schemas. Yesterday we did 2 schemas we created. One is for the, I think, domain purpose. Second is for what, sir? Repository service purpose you created. Now today we are creating one source database user. SDB stands for source database user. And similarly we are going to create down the line one more thing that is for target database user. Let us go and try to create one user and try to execute the lab data source.sql thing. Try to do it. Open SQL plus type /as sysdba slash as sysdba, enter. Now we need to provide here user ID you need to create, right? Create user, username is, your batch number is what? B108 SDBU. Space is needed. B108 SDBU. Then identified by RR capital, ITEX small 1, 2, 3. Enter, semicolon, enter. Then grant the permissions required, grant DBA to B108 SDBU, semicolon, enter. Next connect, CONN, connect, okay. B108 SDBU slash RR capital ITEX small 1, 2, 3, RR capital ITEX small 1, 2, 3 @ ORCL, enter. Now select count star from tab. In this one any tables are available or not we are trying to verify. Ideally it should not available anything. Why? Because just now we created the schema. Select count star from tab. Select count star from tab. Then you can notice here I have what, sir? 0 records are available, nothing much. Then I want to execute here your source.sql file. Type @ symbol, drag and drop the source.sql file wherever it is available from that to this window. Your source.sql is available in this folder. Here it is available, right? Simply drag and drop the source.sql onto this SQL file like this. Then automatically the path and everything is came here. Then type semicolon, enter. Then what is happening, sir? Some tables created, some tables altered, some data inserted. If I execute here, select count star from tab. Now how many tables are there? 6 tables are available. With data it is available. Now similar to this one, I want to create one target database also. One time in the SQL Plus, if you type the things, then second time you do not type it. You can use the keyboard up arrow mark and you can correct this one whatever way you want it. I want to create what, sir? TDBU. So enter, user created. Then I want to grant the permissions. So go and try to grant it. What is the granting, sir? TDBU. Then I want to connect here. Let us go and try to connect it. I am trying to connect to this one by using what, sir? TDBU. Then I want to see any rows are available here or what. If you go and see, I don't have any rows. Then I want to execute here your target.sql. Then go and try to drag and drop your target.sql like this. Then semicolon, enter. Now what happens, sir? Some tables created. Now if you go and see select count star from tab, how many tables are there? 22 tables are there. Now we are ready with source database as well as target database. Excellent job, you did it. Now next is what? We completed source database and target database creation. Now we are starting with what? Anson 1. So till today, from last 2 classes, we are doing all our one-time activities only. Installation daily we are not going to do it. Okay, repository service daily we are not going to create it. Integration service also not daily we are going to create. Source and target also not daily. These all things are one-time activities only. But today onwards, whatever we are going to do, that is what as a developer day-to-day activity. Daily we are going to do from the Anson 1. From here you need to concentrate like anything. Very good. Now let us go and try to understand what are the steps are available in Informatica, those things. Let me go for our PowerPoint so that I can make you people to understand very clearly. We are starting with the learner level. In the learner level, first slide, the slide is what, sir? Design and execution process. Design and execution process. How to design Informatica, all the code. Informatica, all the things, how to design it. That's what we are going to understand using this slide. Let me open. Let me open. Right, now you can observe here design and execution process slide. Total how many steps are available in this design and execution process, sir? Total 6 steps are available. If you know these 6 steps, I can say you know 20% of the Informatica, sir. That much of important these steps are. In that one, first step is available, that is called as creating your source definitions. Creating your source definitions. That means if you want to move the data from OLTP to OLAP means we need to have the source or not, sir. Source is nothing but your OLTP. Target is nothing but your OLAP. The source metadata we are going to create now. Similarly, we need to create a target metadata also we need to create. Then between source and target, we need to create mapping with transformation. Then one session task, one workflow, and run the workflow. These are the activities what we need to do it. I organized these two things are hands-on one. Whatever you are going to learn now, this is what, sir? This is hands-on one, source and target import. First 2 steps I organized as hands-on one, and this one I organized as hands-on 2. These 3 things I organized as hands-on 3. Hands-on 3. Today we will try to focus on how to create the source definition. How to create the source definition. Fine. Let us go and try to observe this one, this slide. Observe this slide. Observe this slide. Here I have one option that is called as you can import your source from a relational database. Relational database means what, sir? It may be your Oracle database. It may be a DB2 database. It may be SQL Server database or any other things, etc. Any other things, etc. It may be a float file also. The float files also different types are available. One is delimited. That means comma separated values, tab separated values like that. Second is available that is called as fixed. Second is called as fixed. It may be any type of float file. And XML files also if you want you can do it, or you can create your source manually. Whatever you want it, you can create it. Now once you want to import these all things, we require one guy help. That guy is called as who, sir? Source analyzer. Source analyzer. Once you imported, where you are going to store that one? Into repository. What is your repository name, sir? B108 RS. In that one we are going, this is nothing but our B108 RS. In this one we are going to store it. First we will try to focus on how to import the relational database things. That relational database corresponding is this one. Relational database source contains what, sir? It may be a table, it may be a view, it may be a synonym. And we are going to import all the data or only metadata? Only metadata, only table names, column names, data types, okay, and what is the size of the columns. Only the metadata we are going to import. That's what I written here, definitions. Only definitions only we are going to import here. If this is source analyzer is part of Informatica. Source analyzer is part of Informatica. This is part of database. Database and Informatica need to communicate means we require one mediator. That guy is called as ODBC, Open Database Connectivity. Open Database Connectivity. Now once I have the ODBC, I can import the definitions using source analyzer and I can store into repository. I can store into repository. Shall we go and do this total steps? Very simple. Can we do it? Yes. Let me go and try to do this step. Let us go for the hands-on. The exercise in this lab are designed to walk the student through the process of creating source and target definitions by importing metadata from a relational database table. First exercise is importing a source schema. The exercise walks the student through the process of creating source definition from the employee table. Here I have the step 1. Step 1 is called as start the Power Center designer. Start the Power Center designer. So this is the third component. First component what we learned, sir? Administration console. Second component is repository manager. Third component is what, sir? designer we are trying to open. Designer we are trying to open. Please try to open the designer by following the first point. By following the first point, please try to open the designer. Excellent job. Good. Then designer. Excellent job. Click on that one. Now we are going to see one window. We are going to see one window. This is for the Power Center designer. Click on OK. Maximize this window. Maximize this window. Now you can notice here, left side, your repository is available or not, sir? We have the repository B108RS. Try to right click on that one, click on connect. Right click on that one, click on connect. And provide the password. Already people knows it. Password is administrator only. Administrator. In real time, one moment. In our company, we have the network between development, testing and production servers. Yes or no, sir? Because of the network, here 3 domains will be available in the drop down, sir. Development server is available, testing server is available, production server is available. That is the reason while you are connecting, you need to be selecting your domain properly. By mistake you selected the production, something you deleted, it is the biggest problem. That is the reason you should be very careful before providing username and password connecting, then first select the domain properly. First select the domain properly. Sometimes it will be available like this, that is the reason you will provide it, click on connect. By mistake it is connected to the production, means it is the issue. That is the reason always click on this more option and observe here what is there, then go for it. Am I clear or not, sir? This domain creation is what, sir? It is very simple. I can click on add here, domain name is what, sir? I can provide a production domain name. I can provide gateway host means what, sir? Production server name I can provide. Gateway port also, production server port number I can provide it. If I provide like that, I am going to create the production domain I am going to create here. Normally we used to have the access to our local client. This client is what, sir? Can access the development repository or testing repository or production repository. That is the reason whenever you are connecting, you need to select your domain properly. Click on connect. Now it is connected and folder also available over there. I want to open that folder. Right click on that one, click on open. Click on open. Now you can see here, I have the source folder but it is empty. I have the target folder but it is empty. These all things are empty only. Let us focus some time to understand this window. Understand this window. I have here one window. That window is known as what's that? Repository Navigator window. What is the name of this one? Repositories Navigator window. And second window is known as, this is called as your work area. This is called as your main work area. Main work area. This work area divided into 5 types. One is called as what's that? Source analyzer. Second is what's that? Target designer. Third is transformation developer. Fourth is maplet designer. Fifth is mapping designer. If you want, I can click and I can show the names. See this one. What is this one, sir? Source analyzer. This is what, sir? Target designer. This is transformation developer. This is maplet designer. This is mapping designer. Observe here, whenever I am clicking on these buttons, this menu bar is changing or not. Now we are seeing the mapping. If I click on this one, maplet, next transformations, targets, source. If we want to work with the sources, then we need to go for the source analyzer. In our PowerPoint also, I given what is the name, sir? Source analyzer. That nothing but this is the one. And in the bottom, we have one window. That window is known as, in the bottom I have one window. This is known as output window. It is known as output window. Now this is called as repository navigator. This is called as work area. This is called as output. Total 3 windows are available here. Repository navigator, work area and output window. If you don't want repository navigator, you can click on this one and you can close it. If you don't want output window, you can click on this one, you can close it. Again you want, you can click on this one, you can get it. Okay, now, perfect. I am going to the source analyzer. I want to import the source, right? I want to import the source. How I can import it? How I can import it? That's what I need to understand next points. Now you people completed exercise 1. In this one, click on OK, connect to the repository, done. Then open the folder, also completed. Then open the source analyzer, also complete. Already we opened the source analyzer. This was the source analyzer. Then we need to go for the importing source definition, step 5. How to import is, go to the sources menu bar, then import from database, import tables, dialog box appears. Try to do that one. No, already designer is there. Go to the sources menu bar. This is the one. Click on import from database. Then we need to select here ODBC connection. As of now, we don't have any ODBC connections we created, right? For our schema corresponding, your ODBC connection we didn't create it. We need to create one ODBC connection, means here I have the 3 dots. You need to click on that 3 dots. Click on that 3 dots. Then you want to create DSN at the user level or system level. That we need to select it. I want to create it at system level. System DSN. Click on add. Now we are going to get one window shortly. You need to connect what database? The database corresponding driver you need to select here. You want to connect with the Teradata, means Teradata you can select. If you want to connect with the SQL Server, means SQL Server you can select. Okay, or you want to select with the something else, means something else you can select. All the drivers are available here. Okay, all the drivers are available here. I want to connect here now. What's our Oracle database? So I am selecting Oracle database. Click on finish. Then you need to provide your data source name. Data source name is B108 SDBU. You can provide any name also, but I am providing same your username I am providing here. B108 SDBU, that's correct. And TNS service name, select from the drop down. Select from the drop down. ORCL, and excellent. Username also B108 SDBU. B108 SDBU. Click on test connection. Test connection. Provide the password as RR capital, ITEX small 123. RR capital, ITEX small 123. Click on OK. Again OK. Again OK. Again OK. Now from the drop down of the ODBC data source, select your just now what you created, that one is selected. Just select it. Then select your username. What is the username, sir? B108 SDBU. Provide your B108 SDBU. B108 SDBU. Then go to the owner name. Owner name automatically populates for you. Then password as RR capital, ITEX small 123. Click on connect. Now you can notice here it is going to give you B108 SDBU, all the tables whatever available inside that one. Now if you expand that one, expand it B108 SDBU. No, already is connected. This is for the B108 SDBU. Expand it. No. This is the one. Expand it. Then I have tables. In the tables, I have all the things. What is your goal, sir? Which table you want to import now? Source table, employee table. That's what our goal. Select employee table. Click on OK. Excellent job. Excellent job. You imported now. Employee table you imported. Employee table you imported. You can see in the source folder. In this one, employee table is registered. Employee table is registered. If you click on repository menu, if you click on save it, then automatically you can observe what happens, sir. Saving into repository called as B108 RS into the folder. This is what the folder, and the object is inserted. As I said earlier, your repository service is useful to store Informatica work. It's useful for the purpose of what, sir? To store your Informatica work. Now what you did is you imported the source. Excellent job. Similar steps you can follow and you can import what, sir? Target. This one I am giving as exercise. Exercise 2 is available here. Go and try to do this one. Exercise 2 is import what, sir? Target schema. Please follow the steps. Please follow the steps and try to do the same job. Can you do it? Yes. I am stopping today. I'm stopping today here. Okay, and we are going to meet tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll continue from this point. Am I clear? Thank you. Yeah, tomorrow we have the class. Yes, Saturday we have the class. Okay, same timings. Same timings. Okay, thank you.